Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay. Now this is very early on a morning for me, it's a work day, but I wanted to show you a little slow cooker recipe that I made up. It's so simple and easy, it really is. It's just 6 ingredients, a lamb shank or any lamb that you want. It doesn't have to be a lamb shank, it's just I happened to get a lamb shank from the butcher's and it was £2.20, so it's only small. However, once it's cooked, when it falls off the bone, this will probably do me 2 or 3 meals easily with some vegetables and some rice or something. So basically it's just, you just dump everything in the slow cooker. So let me talk you through exactly what I'm going to use. This is a lamb shank that I've coated with a bit of oil. I've spread dried mint on there, there's tarragon on there, and there's some thyme as well. So that's been sitting just about 10 minutes. The next thing that you're going to have is a stock. Now, I've used a lamb stock because this is gluten-free. Obviously, everything I do is gluten-free. But you can use vegetable or chicken. I think a beef will be too strong. I'm not too sure, but this is lamb stock anyway. I've got about 1/4 of an onion, probably not even 1/4 of an onion. And I've also got some celery salt on there. I would have normally put celery in there, but I don't have any, so it's fine. And I tend to put celery salt in all my dishes, in all my slow cooker dishes. You don't have to do that, I just think it adds a little bit of something, and I've got it in the cupboard anyway. The next thing I've got is finely sliced 1 large garlic bulb. This was a huge bulb actually. I think you're supposed to crush it, but I haven't got time to do that. It's 7:30 in the morning and I'm going to go to work, so I haven't got time to do that. The next thing I've got is some freshly squeezed orange juice. There's about 2 tablespoons of that. But again, I'm only cooking for 1, so if you decide to do this recipe, then obviously double everything up because it will make quite a lot of juice and stock. The next thing I've got, I would normally use dried apricots because I think they hold together well in a slow cooker for like 8 hours or something. I thought I had some, I don't, so I've got some tinned. Now I'm going to add these about half an hour to an hour before I want to eat it, because I think if I add it for 8 hours that it's going to cook, it's just going to all fall to pieces. So that will go in an hour before I want to eat it. I've got some sliced almonds because almonds go really well with lamb and they're really good for you too. So there's about 25 grams, a good tablespoon I think of that. My next thing is I've got some clear honey. There's about 2 teaspoons of that. I don't want it too sweet. And I've also got like a large teaspoon of mango chutney. As you can tell probably by my recipes if you've watched them before, I tend to go for a sweet sauce. I don't know why, I don't eat chocolates and sweets and things like that very often, but I do like a sweet sticky sauce with vegetables or lamb or some kind of meat. So yeah, there's just honey and mango chutney in there. And then the last thing that I've got is a cinnamon stick. I know you're supposed to break those up. I don't. I'm just going to add mine whole. I'm just going to dump everything in the slow cooker. I would normally leave it on high for an hour. I've got an hour before I go to work, so I'm going to dump everything in the slow cooker now. And then before I go out at 8:30, I'm just going to turn it down to low. I should be back for 5 o'clock, so that's a good sort of 7 hours, I think, 7-8 hours. And I know for a fact that the lamb will have dropped off the bone and it will be smelling absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's all you do. Just put everything in and just leave it. Obviously, these are going to go in an hour before I want to eat it, but I would normally use dried. If you've got dried, put it in at the very start. And that's as simple as it gets. It really is delicious. I made this up. I'm sure there's a recipe for it, but I have no idea what it's called. If you don't have a lamb shank, use lamb cutlets, use lamb chops, neck of lamb or cubed lamb. I just happened to get this from the butcher's and he offered me it really cheap, so I'm going to use a lamb shank. And I've not had one in ages. So I am going to dump all this in the slow cooker that I've already heated up. I don't know if anybody else heats their slow cooker up, but I boil a kettle of water, turn the slow cooker on, and then leave it for 10 minutes. And I'm sure you don't have to do that, but it's just the way that I've been taught to do it from my mum. So yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready in the slow cooker. And then when I've plated it up, I would normally eat this with couscous. If I have a friend, I'd do couscous, but obviously because I'm a celiac, I can't eat couscous. So I'd probably have this with rice or new potatoes. I might do some vegetables with it. It goes with anything, to be honest. So of your choice, just serve it whatever you like. Or if you don't want to do vegetables or potatoes, just eat it on its own, or even maybe with a salad. So I'll come back to you when I've finished work and I'll show you the end result. So this is what it looks like all plated up. It's been in the slow cooker for about 7.5 hours, maybe 8 hours. I've just pulled it up. I've just done some curried microwavable rice because it's now nearly 7 o'clock and I'm hungry. And I've done some new potatoes. I wasn't going to have the potatoes, but I realised I've got like a 14-hour day tomorrow, so I really need to take something substantial to get me through the day. This that I've done with that lamb shank, it fell off the bone. It was so tender, it just completely fell off the bone. I've thickened it slightly with a bit of corn flour because it really was quite a wet sauce. It was really quite runny and I wanted it just a little bit thicker. And that's all I've done with it, really. I mean, as we know, lamb is very, very fatty. So I've tried to get as much as the fat off that I possibly can because it kind of swims to the top when it goes a bit cold. I've got a lot of the fat off, however, even though it is fatty, it's very sweet and it's very, very tender. So I hope somebody bakes this. I realised that as I'm showing you this, it's probably the hottest day in England, so it's probably quite a wintry meal. However, I've not had lamb for about a month and it's one of my favourite meats, to be honest. It was just what I was yearning for tonight. So yeah, this is a finished product. If you make it, please let me know if you like it. Push the red button, subscribe and give me your support, and I hope you have a great evening.